G'day mate, how's it going? So we're going to go on a walkabout here. So I was just reading a biography of John Locke, and John Locke apparently didn't publish anything until his 50s. He published his most important works in his 60s, but they all built upon thoughts that he developed in his younger days. Anyway, John Locke started out as quite the trad. So we think of John Locke today as the godfather of classical liberalism, but back in the day he was quite the trad. And then he had an encounter with the Chancellor of the Exchequer, so Lord Ashley Cooper. Okay, I hope I don't run into any snakes here. I see quite a few lizards, but so far, thank God, no snakes. Wow, look at this. So the Chancellor of the Exchequer had a liver problem, and so he thought he could get some relief by going to the waters of Astrop. And so when he goes to the waters, he goes to Oxford to partake of this magical well of Astrop. And the person who brings him 12 flasks of these magical waters turns out not to be the physician he was expecting, but John Locke. So John Locke studied medicine at Oxford. He didn't study political science or economics. He studied medicine, and he was able to cure Ashley Cooper of his liver problem, which was a deadly problem. But John Locke, he operated, and he cut out an abscess, and then he provided a drainage tool so that there would not be a new abscess. And a drainage tool that went out Lord Ashley Cooper's stomach. And so John Locke basically saved the life of Lord Ashley Cooper, and Ashley Cooper became his patron. And anyway, John Locke would not have become John Locke without Ashley Cooper. So Ashley Cooper introduced him to ways of religious tolerance and classical liberalism, and it was through the interchange of John Locke's mind with Lord Ashley Cooper's mind that John Locke became John Locke and wrote his two treatises on government and his other famous works on religious toleration, etc. They probably would never have happened without Lord Ashley Cooper. So it just makes me think how collaborative intellectual activity is, right? So we don't just do things on our own. We produce in relationship to other people. And it was having this patron, Lord Ashley Cooper, that produced John Locke of classical liberal fame that we know today. And it makes me think of the importance of co-hosts. So in a sense, Lord Ashley Cooper was like the co-host for John Locke. So I was talking to a professor the other day who loved the streams that I did with Casey, okay, who's now Godwood Podcast. And aside from that, he doesn't really care about my streams. But the shows that I did with Casey, those he wanted to listen to all of them. But just the stuff I produced on my own just doesn't hold his attention. And so similarly, other people, they enjoyed the shows I did, say, with Kevin Michael Grace, but on my own, they could not give us a toss. Or they might like the shows I did with Dennis Dale, but on my own, all right, they're not interested. They might be a fan of the shows I did with Vivian Veritas, but the shows I do on my own, they don't care. So most of us need co-hosts, right? We need people who bring out the best in us. And we're in Ulladulla, mate. What a beautiful outlook here. We're about 3 hours south of Sydney. Let's see where this path leads. Leads to no good. So, just like it's really hard to produce a compelling show without a good co-host, it's often really hard to develop coherent thoughts without a good co-host. Okay, a little bit dicey here. Just gonna very gingerly make my way. Think about all those people who fall into their deaths while live streaming. I don't think I want to be one of them. So I saw a listicle the other day. It was like 77 great movies that we don't want to watch again. All right, so why would you not want to watch a great movie? Because it's just so exhausting, right? So can you think of like great movies that you acknowledge are great, but you just don't want to look at them again because they're so exhausting? And it reminds me of a friend who said that he didn't like to watch, emotionally intense TV or movies because it's just too tiring. So does he have too much empathy, or do people who don't find emotionally intense movies tiring, do they lack empathy? It reminds me of an article I was reading in Time magazine about how much of our lack of energy comes from dissipating our energy. We can dissipate it with like really emotionally intense movies and TV shows. So yeah, that makes sense. It's like it's very easy to think, oh, I'm going to watch a movie and a TV show and it's going to be a nice distraction. But distraction is not recuperation. And so we think we're resting by watching TV or watching a movie, but the distraction is not rest, it's not recuperation, and we're losing our energy. It's just dripping from us. So we have to stem the leaks in our energy if we want to renew our vitality. If we want to accomplish great things, we have to stop dissipating. And so I think that goes for people too, right? There are people who are just absolutely exhausting to be around. And so emotional vampires, I think, is one name for them. And we have to watch out for the emotional vampires. We have to watch out for, say, a messy desk. Like not having our stuff organized, not having our life organized can be a tremendous dissipation of energy. And we have to watch out, perhaps even for entertainment, which we think, oh, this is entertaining, this is going to renew my spirit, but the emotionally intense entertainment may end up draining you. So maybe distractions, not rest and recuperation. What do you think? What does it mean that someone can't watch emotionally intense movies or TV shows without getting drained? Are they overly empathic? Certainly too much empathy, like too much of any quality, can be a major problem.